He came, he saw, he conquered. Assalamu alaikum, I am Shahid Ahmed. Dear viewers, it happened rarely in modern history that someone with very meager formal education reached the height of honor, fame, and fortune. Those who accomplished this rare feat did so by the virtue of their relentless efforts and talent. Hafiz Jalandhari Sahab was one of them. Abul Hasan Hafiz Jalandhari was born in Jalandhar on 14 January 1900 in Indian Punjab. His father Shamsuddin was a Hafiz Quran, one of the major Urdu poets of the first half of the 20th century. Hafiz Jalandhari could not read beyond primary classes at school, but he had composed his first couplet at the age of 7. Later, he was to become a household name, hold high posts, be paid high salaries, get awards, and have the honor of composing Pakistan's national anthem. Though he had fled school after passing second grade and was readmitted to 2 more schools, but on both occasions he left without finishing his formal schooling. Reason? He hated mathematics and could not pass its exams. The only subject that attracted him at school was Urdu. By his own account, at the age of 7, Hafiz Jalandhari had a chance to listen to Ghulam Qadir Girami recite his poetry and was inspired. Girami Sahab, a native of Jalandhar, was one of the renowned Persian poets of the subcontinent in those days. Hafiz Sahab soon composed his first couplet and inscribed it in his notebook, which made his teacher annoyed. But Master Gopal Das, another teacher of his at Arya school, would encourage him. A voracious reader, Hafiz would devour every printed page that he could lay his hands on. He used to read Urdu's classical literature at an early age. Master Gopal Das forced Hafiz Sahab to participate in a competitive mushaira announced by the government of British India in the wake of the First World War, where Hafiz wrote a poem on the topic of war and peace and won the first prize, gold medal, and 100 rupees. Just imagine 100 rupees. It was 1917 and Hafiz was just 17. It was the beginning of a long and successful career in literature. After winning another award at another mushaira, Hafiz Sahab went to Girami, who was the poet laureate at Deccan's princely estate and happened to be in Jalandhar for a few days. Once he asked Girami to accept him as a disciple in poetry, as was in vogue in those days to take some senior poet as a mentor. A young poet without such a patron poet was called that and called Beustada, means one without a teacher. Dear viewers, Hafiz Sahab did everything he could to earn a living, and that included, according to his autobiography, a job in railways, selling perfumes, tailoring, becoming a contractor, being a porter at railway station, selling flour, and even selling one's own ghazals to new poets who could not compose. In 1919, Hafiz Saab wrote a poem against the British rule and was sent to jail for 3 months. Once out of prison, he went to Okara and began selling sewing machines. But his heart was in poetry, so it did not work for him either. Back in Jalandhar in 1921, he decided to launch a literary magazine in collaboration with Grami Saab. The magazine's name was Ijaz, which was launched but could last only a few months because of financial losses. Hafiz Saab, who was so desperate that he went to Kashmir, thinking that he would jump off a peak, but Kashmir's natural beauty mesmerized him, and he decided life was too beautiful to be ended like this. Abhi to main jawan hu, I'm still young. He said to himself the line that later became the recurrent theme in his famous poem with the same title. There he met King Feroz Torai, a literary figure who became his host and encouraged him much. Hafiz went to Lahore and participated in a mushaira where he was much appreciated. The next mushaira earned him a job as editor of Shabab-e-Urdu, and then more magazines offered him editorship. Lahore in those days was a great literary and intellectual hub, which is still. Here, Hafiz developed friendships with many well-known poets, journalists, writers, and intellectuals. Two rival literary groups dominated Lahore's literary scene, one led by Tajwar Najib Awadi and the other by giants like Fatis Bukhari, Abdul Majid Salih, and M.V. Taseer. The latter patronized Hafiz and he shot to fame in a brief period of time. It was remarkable. A little educated young man comes to Lahore, conquers mushairas and becomes a renowned figure across the subcontinent within a little span of time. The reviewers, Government of Pakistan constituted a committee on February 23, 1949 to get Pakistan's national anthem prepared. In 1954, Hafiz Jalandi's lyrics were selected as national anthem of Pakistan among the 723 participants. Some of Hafiz Jalandi's books are Nagma-e-Zard, Sod-o-Saz, Fatwa-e-Shiri, Shahnama-e-Islam, and Chirag-e-Sard. One of the most famous poems, Abhi to main jawan hu, was sung by Malkai Pukhraj in the 1950s, which was composed by Master Inayat Hussain and is still popular among the public in 2021. Though Hafiz Saab considered a devout Muslim, but he also wrote poetry in praise of Hindu god Krishna. Iqbal of Hafiz. Hafiz Saab was very impressed with the great Allama Iqbal and was used to visit him. When Allama Iqbal contested the Punjab Legislative Assembly elections in 1926, Hafiz Saab was also with him during his election campaign. Hafiz mentions his sincerity towards Allama Iqbal in his article, Hafiz Ka Iqbal. He also writes that one day, the great Iqbal sent Ali Bakhsh to Jalandhar and called me to Lahore and said, Hafiz, you write my obituary. Hafiz Saab writes that Iqbal asked him to recite the poems of the birth of Rasul Pak from the Shahnama, which he accepted. Furthermore, Hafiz Saab was so blessed that he earned his privilege to write his Naat, Salam Amna ke Lal, and Mehboob Subhani.
सलाम आमना के लाल महबूब सुबहानी सलाम फ़ख्र मौजूदा.
In 1917, Hafiz Saab got married at the age of 17 to his cousin Zeenat Begum. They had 7 children, all girls, and in 1939 he again married to a young English woman of Lithuanian descent named Anila and had a daughter. but unfortunately, the marriage ended in divorce. Later, his first wife, Zeenat Begum, died in 1954 after the death of his first wife, Hafiz Saab, in 1955, married to Khurshid Begum, with whom he had a daughter named Raza Riaz. His third wife also died in recent past. Awards and recognition. Dear viewers, for his literary and patriotic services to Pakistan, Jalandhar Sahab was awarded the Hilal-e-Imtiaz Award by the President of Pakistan. He was also awarded the Pride of Performance Award in 1958 by the Government of Pakistan. Commemorative postage stamp. In 2001, Pakistan Post Office issued a commemorative postage stamp in the honor of Hafiz Saab in the series of Poets of Pakistan. Finally, at the age of 82, Jalandhar Sahab died on 21st December 1982 and was buried in model town Lahore. His remains were later shifted to a tomb built by the Government of Pakistan near the Minar-e-Pakistan, the same site where a resolution of Pakistan was passed. Thanks for watching and take care.